Ever feel like, when you're in a conversation and you kind of know what you want to say, but the words just won't come out naturally.
Right.
Like you almost feel like you're missing those little phrases, those key phrases that would help you sound more like a native speaker.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today, actually. We're talking about everyday English phrases that, honestly, I think can instantly boost your fluency and your confidence.
You know what I find so fascinating about these phrases is that they're not just about grammar, right?
Okay, yeah.
They're really about understanding all those subtle, like, social cues of the language.
That's true.
So using them correctly, it kind of signals that you're not just speaking English, but you're actually thinking in English too.
Yeah, you're really in the zone.
Exactly.
It's like you've cracked the code to like social fluency. I remember actually this happened to me. I was at like a work dinner thing and everyone kept using the phrase at the end of the day. And I just froze.
Yeah.
Because like I get it, I understand what it means, but I'd never actually used it myself.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I just felt so stiff.
And that's really the key, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to learn definitions, but it's another thing entirely to actually use those phrases effortlessly in a conversation.
For sure.
So let's maybe unpack this phrase at the end of the day, because it's more than just like a summary, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
So like, if I'm using it correctly, it's not about the literal end of the day, right?
Yeah.
It's more like, I've thought about this, I've considered different angles, I've weighed the pros and cons.
Exactly.
And now I'm giving you like my well thought out point.
Exactly. It shows you're being decisive.
You've thought it through.
Yes. Now, on a lighter note, I want to talk about the phrase hit the nail on the head.
Oh, yeah.
Because don't we all just love that feeling?
Yes.
When someone expresses an idea perfectly
Oh, yes.
and you're just like, yes.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying.
It's like a total aha.
If you're enjoying this podcast, don't forget to like the video. Share it with friends who might find it helpful. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. Let us know in the comments what topic you'd like to hear.
Moment like, yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Exactly. And you know what that makes me think of? It makes me think of another phrase about kind of like finding that perfect moment in a conversation. Break the ice.
Ooh, break the ice.
Have you come across any memorable, like, icebreaker stories?
Oh, icebreakers. They can be so hit or miss, can't they?
Yeah.
Because when they're done well, oh my goodness, they just like, they ease the tension and get the conversation flowing.
For sure.
But
oh,
I think we've all witnessed some truly awkward attempts, haven't we?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't even get me started.
Uh-oh.
I once tried to break the ice with like a joke. This was at a networking event, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah. And it bombed. It totally bombed.
Oh, no.
Turns out not everyone shares my unique sense of humor.
Right.
But it happens.
It happens to the best of us.
It does. All right. Well, let's maybe shift gears a little bit here to two phrases that, I know, they almost seem like opposites to me, but they both kind of deal with like these tricky situations. And those phrases are bite the bullet and throw in the towel.
Okay. Yeah.
Which one resonates more with you? Do you have a favorite?
I think for me, bite the bullet feels very relatable.
Yeah, totally.
Especially, I think in a work setting.
Oh, 100%.
Like, imagine you have this project
Yeah.
with this impossible deadline. Sometimes you just have to power through,
You just got to get it done.
Exactly. Power through. It's about facing a difficult task head on, even if it's unpleasant.
Yeah.
Now, throw in the towel, on the other hand.
Yeah.
That signifies, like, accepting defeat.
Right. Yeah.
So it's more about knowing when to persevere and when to strategically step back.
Picking your battles.
Exactly. Recognizing those moments is crucial.
For sure.
Speaking of situations getting kind of out of control. Uh-oh.
Can you imagine, like, things getting out of hand?
Oh, I don't even need to imagine. Just, picture my last family holiday gathering.
Oh, no.
That many people under one roof. Things can get a little chaotic, right?
Oh, I bet.
It's like the perfect example of getting out of hand when things go from, like, semi-manageable to completely out of control.
Absolutely. And, navigating those family dynamics can be so tricky.
They can be.
It really can. Which, that kind of brings us to a phrase that I think is particularly relevant for, like, these delicate situations, especially, I think, in the workplace. The ball is in your court.
Ooh, yeah.
How do you feel about that one? Have you ever used that?
All the time. Because it's like the subtle way of saying, okay, I've done my part.
Yes.
Now it's your turn.
Exactly.
But I like it because it's not aggressive.
No.
You know, it's not like, well, you do it. It's just like, okay, I've done what I can.
Right.
Over to you.
It shifts that responsibility without being, too aggressive. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's something we all kind of want to do, right? Manage expectations, but also maintain good relationships.
Yes, exactly.
But
it's about those subtle cues that can make such a big difference in how we're perceived.
they do.
They really do. Now, let's switch gears one more time and talk about a phrase that I think evokes hard work, dedication, burning the midnight oil.
Ooh, yes. Burning the midnight oil. I love that one.
What do you like about it?
Well, it just paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it?
It does.
It's like late nights, stacks of paperwork.
Yeah.
That like unwavering commitment to getting things done.
Yes.
We've all been there.
Absolutely. Whether it's for a work deadline or an exam, maybe even just like a personal passion project, burning the midnight oil just speaks to that like universal experience of just pushing through the fatigue to reach a certain goal.
It's true.
It really is. Speaking of things feeling, I don't know, uncertain.
Oh, yeah.
Uncertain times, especially with, kind of everything that's happening in the news lately.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
It feels like a lot is up in the air, wouldn't you say?
Oh, 100%. Travel plans.
Yes.
Economic forecasts. Even just like the weather these days.
I know.
It's like we're always kind of waiting for things to become clear, aren't we?
You hit the nail on the head.
I did.
Yeah, because up in the air so perfectly captures that sense of like ambiguity.
Yeah.
That lack of clarity.
Total uncertainty.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a feeling I think we can probably all relate to.
We can.
But in today's world, I feel like it's so fast-paced.
It's true.
Sometimes you just need to cut to the chase.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
100%. Especially like in meetings or if I'm on a really tight schedule.
Yes.
I find myself wanting to like just get straight to the point.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Because it's about respecting everyone's time.
For sure.
And focusing on like what's really important. What are we really here to talk about?
Absolutely. And sometimes you just, you don't have time for the small talk, right?
Oh, you don't.
You just need to get to the heart of the matter.
Yeah.
And you need to do it efficiently. It's a skill.
It is.
And it's a skill that I think is incredibly valuable.
It is.
Both in our personal and our professional lives.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Me too. We're really hitting the nail on the head today.
I think so.
It's like, time is money, as they say.
Yeah.
But I think it's more than that, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about rushing through things.
No, definitely not.
I mean, using a phrase like cut to the chase, it's like you said, it helps you get to the important stuff faster.
Exactly. And it shows that you're being mindful,
Right.
That you're being efficient with your words. You're respecting everyone's time. It's interesting to me how these phrases, even the ones like about hard work or uncertainty, like we were just talking about, they can actually help us feel more confident.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wouldn't you say?
I think you're right. Yeah, because it's like if you can express those feelings, but you can express them clearly, concisely.
Yeah.
It almost makes them feel less daunting.
Right.
Right.
It's like you're taking control.
Yeah. Like instead of like, fumbling over how to describe like a super chaotic situation.
Right.
You can just be like, oh yeah, no, things got a bit out of hand.
Exactly.
And people instantly get it.
They do. It's like you're connecting on this deeper level.
Totally.
And it's not just through like shared vocabulary, but it's through the shared understanding of like these little nuances of communication.
It's like you're speaking the same language, but on this whole other level.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, I think we're kind of getting close to wrapping things up here, but before we do,
yeah.
Do you have any advice for our listeners on like how to actually start incorporating these phrases like in their everyday conversations?
That's a great question. And I think the key is to start small. You don't have to like use all of these phrases at once, right?
Yeah.
Just pick one or two that really resonate with you.
Okay, yeah.
And then try like consciously weaving them into your conversations.
I love that. Weaving them in.
Yeah. And then just pay attention to how they feel.
Yeah.
Notice how people respond.
It's almost like trying on a new style.
Ooh, I like that.
Like you start with maybe one new accessory, see how it feels, and then you go from there.
Yes.
You don't have to like revamp your entire wardrobe overnight.
Exactly. You don't have to go from 0 to 100. Just
Right.
take those small steps. And just like with any new skill,
Yeah.
If you're enjoying this podcast, don't forget to like the video. Share it with friends who might find it helpful. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. Let us know in the comments what topic you'd like to hear.
right?
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
And you know what else I find interesting about all this?
Yeah.
It's not just about like, sounding more native.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It's really about like, I don't know, it's like you're expanding your whole communication toolkit.
Absolutely. You're giving yourself more tools, more options to like express yourself.
Yes.
And to express yourself in a way that's more nuanced, more impactful.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like imagine having this whole range of colors to paint with
Oh, yeah.
instead of just like black and white.
Oh, I love that analogy
Yeah.
because it's true. It's like if you only know one way to say something,
Right.
you're kind of stuck.
You're limited.
You're limited.
Yeah.
But with these phrases, it's like you have options.
Exactly.
You can like tailor your language to different situations, different people,
Absolutely. And that adaptability, I think that's so invaluable, especially like you said in today's world. It's so globalized. You're interacting with people from all different backgrounds.
all the time. Yeah.
And, having that skill to be able to like build those stronger relationships, navigate like these potentially complex situations, but to do it with like grace and ease, that's, I think, really powerful.
It is. So it's not just about the words themselves. It's about what those words, what they can do, the doors they can open,
Exactly. It's about the connections that you can foster. And the beauty of it is it's an ongoing process, right?
It is, yeah.
There are always new phrases to discover, new ways to like kind of refine your own communication style.
It's kind of exciting, right?
I think so.
It's like you're constantly like leveling up your language skills.
Absolutely. So, as you're going about your day-to-day life, be curious, right?
Yeah.
Listen for those phrases that native speakers, they use without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to try them out, see how they work for you.
Play around with it.
Exactly.
It's like you're on a treasure hunt, like unearthing these little linguistic gems that have been there all along.
That's such a good way to put it. They're hidden in plain sight.
They are. And the more the more you discover, the richer, I don't know, the more vibrant your conversations will become.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that's a great note to end on.
I think so too.
So for our listeners out there, as you head back out into the world, you're going to have all these conversations.
I hope so.
Just remember, you have the power to express yourself with clarity, with confidence,
Yes.
and maybe with a little touch of that native-like fluency.
And remember, the most important thing, honestly, is to have fun with it. I mean, language is meant to be enjoyed.
It is.
So, embrace that journey. Allow yourself to like play around, experiment, and just see where these new phrases take you.
That is such great advice. It's not about being perfect. It's about being like willing to try new things. You know?
Yes.
Be willing to learn.
Yes.
Keep growing.
Exactly.
So go out there, experiment with these phrases, and let us know how they transform your conversations.
We love to hear about it. Until next time, happy chatting.
Happy chatting.